the bike in the long runs. Not so bad, but to fight at the end is difficult. So, you know, in the last 2 laps I tried, but there was just nothing left, which means we got something to work on for race 2 and yeah, recover and go again.
Congratulations, Scott.
Thank you.
Full respect to Scott Redding as well. It would be easy once his decision was made and once he knew he was moving on to BMW machinery for 2022 for him to relax off, but he's still talking about making improvements for the final race of the season.
Yeah, he wants to go into the winter with that momentum of a final race victory. Obviously enough, it was his Ducati teammate last year, Chaz Davis, that went off from Estoril with that final race victory of the season. Scott wants to do something similar.
Yes, just a shame for Chaz that he's starting a little way back from where he would ideally like to be if he wanted to contend for a podium position. Chaz getting through for 8th position in race 1, and we do hope to see him sign off on his World SBK career in style. It's going to be a lot of emotion and a lot of side stories that will be the focus later on in race number 2, now that the World Championship itself is settled in favour of Toprak Razgatlioglu. We saw him gracious in defeat and congratulating his rivals. Jonathan Ray's reign is at an end. 6 world titles, but not another in 2021.
Johnny, another extraordinary race for himself. You did what was in your hands and in difficult conditions. You come out here with a race win.
Yeah, that was the target. You know, coming here, try to win races, enjoy myself, go home with a good feeling, and we certainly did that today. But today's not about me; it's about Toprak and his team. They did an incredible job this year. They deserve this championship. So yeah, just last words. Congratulations to them, and look forward to race 2 and to go home and get ready for next season.
Congratulations, John.
Looks a very emotional man, Jonathan Ray.
Yeah, December 15th, though, is the day he's going to be thinking about more than anything else. That's the first day of 2022 for Jonathan Ray and the Kawasaki racing team. They'll be down in Jerez testing in the south of Spain, and certainly they're going to look to try and find just those small bits of improvement that they need, because it is really small margins that they need to find to be able to bring that fight back to Toprak and Yamaha. It's been such a closely matched season between Ray and Razgatlioglu. That's why he's emotional down in Park Ferme.
The reality is that Jonathan Ray will be glad that Toprak Razgatlioglu is not moving away from this paddock, that he gets another crack at him in 2022.
I'll tell you what, I'm glad that Toprak's not moving away. You want to be able to see another year of a battle like that.
I'm not sure about that, Laurel, but he's going to be getting another one soon. He is your 2021 world champion, Toprak Razgatlioglu.
Toprak, what is there to say? You've been telling us about this dream all season long. Do it the final day of the season. You are World Superbike champion.
First, I say thank you very much, my family and Kenan Sofoğlu, because we are a big family, and thanks to my team, the incredible job this year. And sometimes we are crushed, sometimes the good race, and we are here. I'm really happy. For me, very special day today, because this race, this champion for my dad, because this is my dream always, and because he's not here, he's died, but I feeling he is watching. I'm really happy, and incredible day for me, and we are champion. Thank you very much, every people, and thanks to the world. I'm tired, and I'm shining a little bit.
Still got a race, mate. Huge congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
I think he ran out of words at the end of that interview, Toprak Razgatlioglu, the enormity of that moment. I know he would have liked to do it with a race win, but just getting it over the line was good enough for him.
Yeah, I have to say, one of the big things that we've seen from Toprak over the years, especially since I came into the paddock in 2016, is just how much he's grown into himself and how much more confident he is. He was very shy a few years ago. Now Toprak goes around, laughs and jokes with all of the team. Switching over to Crescent, I think, made a big difference for him in that regard. Really has made him much more outgoing. You could see there, though, what it means for him and for his family to be able to claim this World Championship. It was his dad that was a stunt rider that thought Toprak had a stoppie, and he taught him a lot more than just that.
Yes, clearly an emotional moment, and he talked about his extended family, his Superbike World Championship paddock family, and of course the riders with which he trains with regularity, the likes of Chan On-Chu and of course Kenan Sofoğlu, the man who still mentors him. I think that Jonathan Ray might have been a mentor to some degree a few years ago when Toprak first burst into the world Superbike scene, but these days very much Kenan Sofoğlu, who's masterminding the operations as far as bringing through Turkish riders to the elite.
Yeah, and Kenan's made made a big difference for Toprak, but you need the talent to be able to come to the fore like Toprak has. And he's been noted for 7 years as that talented rider coming through from the stock 600 class into stock 1000 onto a superbike, and then making the steps forward from that point onwards. And over the course of the last few years, he's really become his own man as he's grown older and gained that experience and the confidence that comes from winning races.
And whatever happens from here on in, Toprak Razgatlioglu, world champion now in 2021, whether he now moves on to MotoGP in some years in the future, or whether he stays here and carves out his own legend and chases down Jonathan Ray's records in the Superbike World Championship, he is a product of the Superbike World Championship.
Yeah, the one thing about it is you can't take any titles away once they're given out, and Toprak is a world champion. And like you said, Alex, coming from the Superbike paddock shows that there is talent that comes through here. We've seen that as well in recent years. Manuel Gonzalez, of course, switching over to Moto2 after a couple of years in Super Sport and winning a 300 title. Toprak coming up through the ranks. Rinaldi came up through the ranks at the same time as Toprak in the stock 600, stock 1000 class before moving on to a Superbike.
Can't take a title away. You mean there were no track limits on that last lap? That would have been a way to get us an extra race, wouldn't it? Making their way onto the podium then, the same three that have dominated throughout this 2021 campaign, and they will be world at number 3, 2 and 1 as well. Toprak with the gold get-up, making his way to take second position. It's his 29th podium of this 2021 campaign. I'm sure he'll be gunning for number 30, and he'll be aiming for the top step of the podium this afternoon as well. But the race winner, and as I said previously, 111, the 12th victory of 2021 for Jonathan Ray. Ray steps up, 21st different circuit, as I said previously, that he's managed to win at. He's got a good record down the years for new circuits as well.
He's got a good record down the years for pretty much everything, Jonathan Ray, and that's what's made him the rider everyone had to aim for in recent years. But now it's Toprak that's going to have the target on his back.
And that target is going to be big and bold as far as Jonathan Ray is concerned. If there was ever a situation of complacency, that'll be long gone. This winter is going to be like something out of a Rocky movie for Jonathan Ray, I'm sure.
Yeah, Jonathan's going to be on a countdown until the start of the next season, a countdown until December 15, his first time back on track with Kawasaki in that winter test. And certainly he's going to be focused on maximising everything he has to try and bring the fight back to Toprak next year.
This is going to be more sweet and sour than your Chinese last night, Steve, for Jonathan Ray up on the top step of the podium. Can't really celebrate, though, that when you've just lost a world title, it's going to be a difficult moment for him.
Well, the one thing for Jonathan is he's also known that this moment was potentially coming for quite a while during the course of this season. He said that this has been a strange season. He hasn't tried to plan out any championship celebrations. He's just been focusing on the job at hand. He knew the task ahead of him, and ultimately you can see there just the stresses of 7 years of having that pressure on your shoulders. It's actually could be a little bit of a release for Jonathan as well. Really gives him a new focus for the next couple of years as well.
Well, what's the challenge now? Beat Toprak next year and sail off into the sunset as the greatest of all time? Sounds good, doesn't it?
Well, he's already down as the greatest of all time. We'll wait and see what happens next year.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please, your respect for the national anthem of the winning rider, the national anthem of Great Britain.
And your national anthem for your race-winning manufacturer, Kawasaki. Jonathan Ray then is your race winner, but Toprak Razgatlioglu, and with a race to spare, is your 2021 world title winner. But a further reminder of just how closely matched the two of them have been over the course of this season. It's podium number 29 for both Razgatlioglu and Ray. It is win number 12 for Jonathan Ray compared to 13 for Razgatlioglu. And he'll be going to try and match Toprak later on this afternoon. 25 points between them.